Welcome, guys, to our Boss Babes Start Strong training. It is Thursday, the 4th of May, if you're watching a recording. This particular training I like to do really just to cover more of the belief journey that I've been on in this business. I know a lot of women, a lot of mums in particular come into this business and they do need to do a lot of work on their self-belief so that they can really feel that they do have the potential to create whatever they want from this business. And it's something that I certainly have learnt a lot around, so I really just love to share that with others. Week to week, I really share similar stuff. So this is good when you're starting out, when you're new. This is the SDVF training. So once you're beyond that, there's more leadership trainings that you may want to pass on to. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box and I will do my best to answer them as we go. I'll just bring that chat box up. Yeah, so we'll start with that, I guess. So I have been in this business now for about 2.5 years. And I'm sure most of you know my story, but Adam actually came into this business before me. And I certainly didn't have any belief that I could do an amazing job in this business because I'd been a stay-at-home mum for 8 years and I hadn't really done anything for 8 years. So I really hadn't used my voice. I hadn't used any skills. I wasn't getting outside my comfort zone. So I really did lose my identity in that mummy role, which was perfect for the moment, but I was certainly ready to break out of that and be more. So I really came into this with small vision in the beginning. I couldn't really see the big picture, but I really did just focus one step at a time. And before I knew it, I was working my way through the marketing plan and into positions that I didn't even think were possible for me. So the cool thing is if you don't have the belief in yourself right now, we do have the belief in you. We have the belief for you in bucket loads. So you get to lean into our faith until you find it for yourself, and hopefully we can help you do that. So we're going to start with the most important ingredients to be successful in a business like this, for you guys to really focus on that SDVF position. I believe it's SDD if you're in America. And yeah, what's really going to get you to that position and beyond, the first and foremost is your hunger and your desire, your why for doing this business. And I believe this is the most important one because I can't give you that. I can't teach you that. That is something that is deeply personal to you and is going to be unique to you. So it is important to sit down and really spend time thinking about why. Why am I doing this? What is my desire? What is going to give me that hunger to push through in the challenges and the hard times? Because anything worth doing is going to have challenges along the way. And there's definitely been challenges in my journey, but I'm stronger because of them. I'm a better person because of them. And I hope to think that I'm a better leader because of them, because I then get to share how I grew past those on my journey. So I get to help others now. So, for example, my hunger was that my husband was working 70 hours a week. He was never home for breakfast. He was never home for dinner. I was a single parent, 5.5 to 6 days a week. And I was watching his health deteriorate from the stress. And although he was working so much, we were not getting ahead financially. So we still had a lot of financial pain and stress in our life. So there was a lot of sadness and frustration around that. There was a lot of pain, and the thought of our life being the same, which really meant worse, because we would have been in an even worse financial position if we kept going that way. And the thought of our life being in the same space in 5 years' time was horrifying to me. I just couldn't even imagine that our relationship was going to survive that, let alone Adam's health. So when you have a lot of pain like that, you're willing to get outside your comfort zone and try something new. You're willing to dig deep and work through the challenges. So you have to have a why that is greater than the thought of moving outside your comfort zone. So if you've got a surface one right now, then you've got to dig deeper, okay? Keep digging through the layers and find something that's really going to move you, you know, that why that makes you cry. Or if you already are set up financially and it's not about what you need in your family, then it has to be a contribution thing that really moves you, that's really important to you. Because I know some people do come into this and they're not financially desperate. It is more about, you know, creating community and what they can give back because they've, you know, made their money already when they come into this. So whatever it is, you've got to be hungry for it. And then you've got to be willing to share it with your leaders. We are your dream keepers. I'm so grateful that Linda was able to keep the dream alive for me, no matter what belief challenges I went through along the way. I was so incredibly unresourceful in my first 6 months that any challenge that came up, I spat the dummy and had little tantrums about them and, you know, just behaved like a child, basically, not like a resourceful adult. And I'm very blessed that Linda was not only a great friend, but also a great leader to hold that space and to stay grounded when I was feeling unsure and uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone and freaking out. And she was always that steady dream keeper for me. And, you know, it's important that we can be there to remind you why you're doing this when you come up against those moments. You know, I've begun recording the dreams of my team in my diary because that, now that I've created my financial stability, those dreams are my hunger and my desire to help my team achieve that. And also I know that if they have a face down moment, I have their dream there that we can walk through together so that they realize why they're doing this. Now, the only reason why you don't have the life of your dreams right now, because you have the same 24 hours in the day as the billionaires in the world, right? Or the people, and not necessarily all billionaires are happy. I'd rather be happy. But, you know, the happiest, most, you know, wealthy people in the world, where they have health, they have happiness, they have great relationships, they have financial freedom, they have time freedom. They have the same 24 hours in the day as you do. And the only difference is the BS stories that you've told yourself up until now of why you can't have that. So, or the excuses that you make of why you can't have that, okay? And the choices that you make have led you to where you are today. So there's part taking responsibility for where you're at, and I had that aha moment 6 months into my business where I just stopped blaming and shaming and justifying where I was in my life, and I took full responsibility that I was the one that wasn't using my voice, and I was the one that wasn't stepping up into my potential, and I stepped past the stories that were in my head of why, and I didn't allow them to hold me back any longer. So that's the position you're in right now. You're in a position of choice where you get to decide where you're going. You know, it's scary taking responsibility, but the upside is you then realize you're responsible for your future and where you're headed in life. And that's exciting because you get to create what your life looks like in the next 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. The majority of that is all in your hands. And this is an opportunity right here where you can create the life of your dreams, where you can get the time freedom, the financial freedom, where you can build community that, you know, that you get so much emotional revenue, that contribution side that I believe that we need to be truly happy. You know, you can really fulfill all of those needs in this business. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that doesn't scare you off. But, you know, it is time to, I honestly believe that beneath the stories, you guys all know deep down in your heart, deep down in your soul, if you search deep enough, you know the truth is that you have unlimited potential and you can do this if you choose to. But you have to find it within yourself to be bothered to show up and do the work. And I don't just mean the Juice Plus work. I mean the work so that you can feel the potential, not just know that deep down it's true, but to actually feel it, embody it, and move on and create that life that you deserve and that you have the potential to have. It does take courage to make that change, but it is never a matter of your ability. Okay, it's just whether you're inspired enough. And that's going back to your why. And why is that so important? You know you have the ability. Are you inspired enough to make it happen? You're creating your future and you're worthy. Every choice you make today is creating the future you live tomorrow. So if you want to recreate the same future, then don't do anything. But if you want to, you know, and sometimes it's not even for you, it's for your family. You know, I love what Emma Sneddon said, that do you want to look at your children in 20 years' time and tell them that you could have had it all, but I couldn't be bothered? Okay, because that's genuinely what it comes down to. Now, one of the things that comes up for a lot of people that I like to just quickly work on here is the money stories. And I certainly was one of those people, so I'm certainly not singling you out. I'm really just sharing what I had to work through myself. But a lot of people come into this and either they don't feel worthy of creating more, so the $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 paychecks, you actually don't feel worthy of that. So you will sabotage your success at whatever limit your self-worth is. So if you reach that $10,000 mark, but you haven't worked on your belief and your self-worth around that, you will sabotage that and you won't grow beyond that. So part of your work is to work on your self-worth in this business. Now, the other side of it is people have money stories around, you know, if you're making money out of your friends or sharing a product or network marketing, you know, you're making money, there's this icky, weird feeling about it. And it's honestly crazy because when I go to Coles and buy my eggs, I don't feel shitty at Coles that I had to exchange money in exchange for value that I'm getting, that I'm utilizing, that sustains me, that keeps me alive. Of course I'm exchanging money for that. That's the way the world works, okay? Money in exchange for some form of other energy or thing. The whole world works like that. Whether you like it or not, whether you own it or not, no matter what job you have had or have right now, it's a sales job. Every job is a sales job, okay? So if I'm happy to exchange money for my eggs, why am I, and give that to Coles, a corporation that doesn't care about me, doesn't even know who I am, but then I have an issue exchanging money to a friend or an acquaintance who cares about me, who knows me, who I trust, who has an amazing product and program and business opportunity that can change my life. What is the difference? Okay, so you've got to work on that stuff. I would rather be giving my money to someone who's going to take good care of me, okay? Because these people out there are going to buy their supplement from a health food shop or Coles, even worse, a crappy supplement from Coles, or they're going to buy it from you, okay? So wouldn't you rather them have the highest quality, the most amazing, highly researched product? And who are you not to share this? Who are you not to want money to land into your bank account and to see that paycheck grow? Because it means that you're helping more people. When you get on our Zoom events and you hear the testimonials of how this product changes lives. I mean, just before we went away, we had a couple share on our Sunday. They're now a part of the team that he was able to come off his high blood pressure medication. Now, any medication, no matter what it is, any pharmaceutical is toxic, okay? It's a drug and it's toxic to the body. Yes, we do need them at times to keep us alive. The pros are higher than the cons of it being toxic, okay? But at the end of the day, if we can get off them and get the toxins out of our body altogether so that we don't have to take them for the rest of our life, which is going to have consequences down the track and probably shorten our life down the track, of course, that is a huge value. So this person has been able to get off this toxic medication And perhaps, who knows, perhaps that has actually extended his life in the future. His blood pressure is down, all of his counts are level and healthy, and it's from the program and the product. And thank goodness the person shared it with them that did. Like, thank goodness, that's changed his life. So whoever shared that with them should be absolutely proud of the money that lands in their bank account, because they have added immense value to that person's life. More than the $61 or the $112, whatever the portion they earned from sharing that is, they have added so much more value to that person's life than that small exchange of money. So you've got to own it. You've got to be proud of it. You've got to want to see it grow. And you've also got to be willing to work on that belief yourself. Money is not evil. Money makes you more of the person that you are. If you are a mean, nasty, unkind, selfish person, you will be more of that with more money. If you are a kind, giving, generous, loving person, then you will be more of that when you have more money, because you will have more to give, you'll have more time to give, you'll have less stress in your life, so you'll be more present to opportunities where you can give more to others. So money is important. You've got to want more money in life if you want to be better, if you want to be able to give more, if you want to be able to do more with your time on this planet. You do need more money to do that. Okay, moving on. What does success take? The keys to success. So we talked about your desire. That's number one, and I can't give you that, okay? But I can certainly advise you on the other things. And the first one is you've got to decide 100%. You've got to commit, you've got to be all in and not dipping your toe in, not 99% in so that you have an exit strategy. I was 99% in for the first 6 months, and I had somewhat success. You know, I was making my first month $1,000, and it slowly crept up every month. It did make a change to our life, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like dramatically changing our life. Until I had that 100% commitment, that aha moment where all of a sudden I just felt like this shift happened, like through my body, my energy, my spirit, everything was just like, I'm all in. I was so committed. I was not hesitant. It didn't mean I knew exactly what to do. I just knew I was all in. And in the next month, my business changed. Within 3 months, I went from SC to QNMD 24 Club, I believe it was. And then in another 3 months, I was NMD 39 Club. And that certainty, that 100% commitment all of a sudden became so much more attractive to the people that I was talking to, because they can pick up on you being not certain. And if I'm not certain in someone, why would I want to join them? If I can see they're uncertain about something, then I'll kind of go, well, I'll just see how you go with that. But if I can see they're all in, then I'm going to buy into their vision and their mission. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that soon. So you've got to be 100% in. If you don't believe in yourself yet fully, that's okay. We've got your back. If you don't know what the hell you're going to do, that's okay. It's just ignorance on fire, all in, figure it out as you go, and we'll be here to support you along the way. The next one is you have to be teachable. We have a model that is the fastest duplicating in the world right now. The reason why we're growing the fastest is because our system is duplicatable. And you being teachable is actually less about you and more about the team that you're going to bring on. Because if you're not teachable, then your team won't be teachable. And this business becomes like Chinese whispers, where it dilutes down the lines and then your business doesn't grow. And you can be the most amazing person ever. You could be a social media expert with 100,000 followers, and you're amazing and everyone loves you, and you'll probably have a shop front business where people definitely want to buy the product from you. You might sign up a bunch of team members, but if you're not listening and learning from the system, if you're not showing up to team training, if you're not willing to take the steps that we advise, then your business will not grow no matter how awesome you are, because it's not about you. The people that join you have to be able to duplicate what you do. And people can't duplicate what I just described, okay? The most average person with no qualifications, with no network, need to be able to duplicate your success. And that's what our system does. It duplicates no matter who you are, as long as the person is teachable, as long as they're 100% committed, and the next two, as long as they're consistent and as long as they're willing to plug in. Okay, so Adam came into this, he'd been in traditional business for a long time, for years. He could have said, I know how to do business, I don't need any help. He was smart enough to say, you know what, success leaves clues. I'm going to copy what the most successful people do in this business. There's people that have been in this business for 20, 30 years. So why would you come in with no skills, no knowledge, and try and recreate the wheel and try and do this your own way when there's people who already know how to create success? The next, and it's not about being us, by the way. It's not because I'm like, I'm amazing and you should be like me. Not at all. I copied the successful people. This stuff is not even my stuff. The next one is be consistent. So, you know what, especially the mamas out there who are juggling kids and work and trying to keep a house running, that's a lot on a woman's plate. And this business really can be done in stolen moments. You know, Adam was doing this when he was still working 70 hours a week. So you can definitely do this in stolen moments, but you are going to have to prioritize some time. So you're probably going to have to stop watching TV in some of the evenings. And if you're that person who is struggling for time, the consistency of time in stolen moments is more important than the length of time that you work on this business. So, for example, if you've just got one of those days where the kids are just losing it, everyone's sick, you've got a million things on your plate and you just don't even know how you're going to get through the day, let alone look at your Juice Plus business, if you can just take 2 minutes to do a Facebook post. We have an album in the freestyle photo albums. If you haven't been into the albums yet, I encourage you to go and have a look at the resources there that are there for you to use. There's a JBT promo post album that has over 200 photos already made up for you to utilize for social media. A lot of them already have an example of what you might post verbally or written with that picture. So on those crazy days, you literally just have to copy and paste in 2 minutes and you showed up for your business that day. So even on those shitty, hard days where you can't even imagine where you're going to find the time, just show up once for your business for 2 minutes. Maintain the consistency. It's that snowball effect. You can't stop and start this business. One whole day a week is far less successful, in my opinion, and in my observation in my team, than showing up for 15 minutes every single day. Okay, so consistency is incredibly important. And I'll talk about how to manage your time in a little bit around that as well. And then the last one is plug in, and that's because proximity is power. You know, a lot of people are not going to understand this business. They haven't plugged into the training, so they don't understand your excitement. And a lot of people have fear. People have fear around us that we're going to be more successful than them, that we're going to leave them behind. I mean, we all have those fears, you know. It's like the best friend and you're on a diet and you're trying to do well, but you know, they make you eat the piece of chocolate cake rather than support you in doing well in what you're doing, right? So if you don't plug in, if you don't put yourself, you know, if you don't stay close to the fire, as Lorian would say, you're going to get cold feet. Okay, you have to keep warm by the fire, by the inspiration. You've got to put yourself in proximity with successful people, and not just in this business, any other area that you want to create success in your life. If you want to get healthy, you're not going to hang out with unhealthy people. If you want to create a wealthier future, don't hang out with only poor people. Limit your time with the poor mentality. Put yourself in proximity with people who understand wealth creation, who are on the same path, who have already achieved it, who inspire you to grow. Okay, and I can honestly say that is one of the reasons why Adam and I are where we are at in our life, is because of the equality of people who are in our life. And it doesn't mean that, you know, our family that perhaps don't have those same aspirations, it doesn't mean we shut them out. We just don't take advice from them, okay? You don't get advice from someone who is poorer than you, more unhappy, has unhealthy relationships, is unhealthy in themselves. Don't ever take, you know, advice from those people. So when you plug into team training on a consistent basis, you're going to hear success principles week in, week out. And when you have face down moments, you get back close to the fire and it will re-inspire you. It will remind you of why you're here, and you will grow in every area of your life. This business forces you to grow in every area of your life. I truly believe that I'm a better parent, I'm a better wife, I'm a much better friend because, you know, I've found my voice. I'm more confident. I'm more present. I'm more confident in who I am now. You know, and in, you know, our finances, all of those areas are much better because of this business. So plug in the bare minimum, the bare minimum. This is a real business, and I want to set some expectations for you guys now. This is a legitimate business. If it's a hobby for you, that's cool. There's no pressure, okay? I promise you, I don't care what this is for you. This is your business, not mine. I'm here to show up and support you in what you want. So if this is just a hobby and a little bit of money on the side, that's awesome. But if you want to change your life, you have to treat this like a business, not like a hobby. And that is the leaders. That's why they get such great results, because they treat this like a business. And you can learn how to do that. You don't have to have, I didn't have any business skills when I came into this. But I knew that to get business results, I had to show up. Okay. And for the first 6 months that I shared, I wasn't getting, you know, amazing growth and success in my business. I wasn't getting on team training. I wasn't plugging in. I wasn't staying close to the fire. I wasn't growing as a person. And that's why I wasn't getting the result. The bare minimum to really make this a success is Monday night team training is a non-negotiable. Okay. I have 2 kids too. I have to do dinner time. I have to do bedtime. I have to make sure the washing's done. I have to make sure everyone gets fed. I have to do all that as well. If I can make team training, and we've never skipped a beat on it. There's been like 3 times that Adam and I have not been on it, and we've organized other people to be on it for you. Okay, so if we can make it every single week, so can you. You just have to prioritize it. Okay, so there's all excuses are equal. And as Jeff Roberti would say, unless it's your own funeral, if you're not at the team trainings and if you're not at conference, it better be your own funeral. If you don't take this seriously, your team won't take it seriously as well. So you have to lead by example. So Monday night is 2 hours of training. And then if you can commit to 1 Zoom event or live event a week, that's 3 hours. Okay, this one's negotiable that you guys are on right now. The Monday night's way more important. Okay, these are just extra checkpoints for people who love more training. So that's 3 hours a week. 3 hours a week to change your life. I'm getting paid more now per hour than I did when I worked 40 hours a week. So if you're already sitting there going, well, but I'm not earning, you know, you're already trying to work out, well, what you got paid last month didn't equal per hour, so therefore it's not worth it. You're thinking too small. You have to have a long-term vision. Most businesses take years to recuperate the startup costs. Your startup cost is $165, and where you could be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now because of this business, you have to think bigger than trying to equate, well, I'm not getting on training because it's not worth my time. I've been paid over and over and over again for the time I invested in the beginning, where perhaps the money exchange wasn't equal initially. Okay, what I'm earning now is just insane. And it's because I've been consistent, I 100% committed, I've been teachable, and I plug in no matter what. So team training in Queensland time is 7 p.m. for Start Strong. Now, my leaders still get on Start Strong because they're learning continually how to be better leaders and start people strong. So just because you hit SDVF doesn't mean, well, I can't be bothered getting on that call. We often interview amazing people on their success journey, and there's so much inspiration from learning from others. The second training is the wider team training, where we talk about everything but Start Strong. So in my opinion, you would want to make time for both. Now, I have to show up and be present. You guys can have your video off if you're still doing dishes and, you know, you've still got stuff to do and you weren't organized. You can still show up, okay? There's no reason not to be at least tuning in and listening in from the background. Adam posts the links on Mondays in there. The links in the starter guide, they've changed because they got posted live, unfortunately, on Facebook, so everyone was able to access them. So I will update that guide to make sure the new links are in there. What else? Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. Okay, another heart-to-heart moment, because I love you and I want you guys to grow. Your success is 100% your responsibility. I have no responsibility in your success. Your upline has no responsibility in your success. Your sidelines have no responsibility. And certainly your downlines, the people that you bring it on, have no responsibility in you being successful or not. It's 100% on you. It is all there for you, no matter who the people around you in close proximity in your team are. All of the guides are there. All of the training is there. All of the upline leaders are there to support. If you need help, you have to put your hand up. We're not mind readers. Okay, if you need help, put your hand up. That is your responsibility. We work with anyone who is showing up, who is consistent, who is teachable, who is willing to do the work. If you don't get on team training, then please don't ever inbox me for a private call and help. But if you get on team training and something's not connecting and you need help, I don't care where your business is at or what success you've had, I will always show up for you. Okay, so you have to meet us halfway. We will take every step with you, but if you're not willing to take the steps, then we can't build this business for you. We can't pull you up Mount Everest. You've got to be willing to walk, but we will certainly guide you. And as I said, there's no pressure of what success looks like to you, by the way. If success is $500 a month, then I'm going to show up and help you do that, okay, with zero pressure to do more. But if success is $10,000, I'm going to help you do that. Okay, so you get to decide what this business is for you. Okay, so building belief is so incredibly important for your success. And this was really the next lesson that I had on my journey. Certainty is power. The most certain person always wins. Write that down. Okay, the most certain person always wins. If you're wavering, it doesn't matter what the conversation is, you lose your power, you give your power away. Now, I broke the number one rule in this business. The number one rule, guys, is don't be attached to the outcome of any conversation, of any team member that joined your team. Don't have any expectation. Just have appreciation, no expectation, no attachment to the outcome, and certainly no responsibility on them for what they should or shouldn't do. Now, my first call for a potential customer said no. And I was so attached to that outcome that it completely derailed me, and I quit. I quit the business. I cried. I felt embarrassed. I felt like it was a reflection of me, and I quit. Now, I quit, and it shook me so bad because I had so much uncertainty. I wasn't certain in why I was doing this. I wasn't certain in the business model. I was ashamed of it because I didn't understand it. I wasn't certain. I was mostly certain in the product, but not as certain as I could be. Certainly wasn't certain in myself. So lots of uncertainty. So I took it personally. Now, when I had my aha moment at the conference 2 years ago, when I committed 100%, the first thing I knew had to do was build my belief, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to create success without it. So I want you guys to write this down and come back to it. You need to rate yourself out of 10 in your belief in the product, your belief in the company Juice Plus, your belief in the industry, the network marketing industry, and your belief in yourself. And the ones that are the lowest is where you need to go to work first. And once again, it's your responsibility to do the work. I can't give you the certainty. There is so much research, so many resources, so many, clips that you can watch to build your belief in the product, as well as be a product of the product yourself. The company Juice Plus has been around, the actual company has been around for over 45 years. I got massive certainty in the future by being at the American conference because they talked about what's in plan for the future and the succession that they have already lined up of who the business company will be passed down through. All of that has been well thought out and well planned. The company is not in debt. When you get into a network marketing company, 80% of them fail in the first 2 years. So we're a part of a company that is incredibly stable. So when you pour your love, time, and energy into building this business, you can know that it's going to be secure in the future. Then the industry network marketing, this was my lowest rating. And it was making me ashamed and embarrassed and taking everything personally. So I did one simple thing that, guess what? My uplines had told me to do for 6 months, but I was not freaking teachable. They told me to watch How to Build Your Network Marketing Business and Rise of the Entrepreneur. Both of these are in your starter guide. Both of these in the pinned post of Team Freestyle. I actually only watched the first one, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, and after I listened to it. I went for a walk and I listened to it on YouTube. After that 1 hour of my time, my belief went from like 1 to 101. Like I just had this aha moment of like, oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. And I came home and I said to Adam, people are stupid for not getting this. And he's like, babe, well, you didn't get it. So I probably wouldn't say that. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But like, I'm just like, my certainty is so strong now that anyone who says no to me or anyone who ever tried to ridicule me, which they don't, because my certainty is stronger than their doubt. So I don't get the haters, right? People don't try and compete with me and convince me otherwise, because my certainty is so much stronger than whatever they're thinking. Okay, so I don't get the neg ferrets anymore. But even like anyone, if they say no, it's not for them, all I feel is sorry for them, because they're going to work for the next 40 years of their life in a miserable job where someone tells them what to do every single day, where they build that person's dreams, where they make less per hour than I freaking make, you know, when they earn what they earn in a week, I make more per hour. Like, I'm the one that's laughing. Like, why would I take that personally, other than, you know what, internally I feel sorry for them that they don't understand it, and I'm going to be an amazing friend and just stay present in their life and just add value to that relationship, just shine and lead by example from afar, and perhaps in the future they may open their mind up and ask for more information. And that has happened so many times. I never push people. I never push this upon people. I'm certain in my journey. I know I'm going to be successful. My certainty attracts people who are looking already, and the people who are not looking right now, they watch my journey. And so many people along the way, like you guys might notice, like, how come Kira doesn't do much on social media? Because I don't need to, because people reach out to me now that said no 2 years ago, but they've watched my journey. They've watched how certain I've become, how successful I've become, and now they're open to hearing more. So our job is to build relationships, to stay steady, consistent, and certain, with no attachment to the outcome, love on people, add value to people, be present in people's life, create loads of relationships, and see the long-term vision that this isn't an overnight thing. And if one person says no, it doesn't determine your success in this business. You know, if you were going to do a wealth creation strategy like property, do you expect to be rich after buying one house? No, you commit to the process. You commit to the 10, 20, 30, 40-year plan, retirement plan. This is a wealth creation strategy, this business. If you're not willing to commit to the next 4 to 5 years to get to that sustainable place, and then for the next 20, 30 years for that real wealth creation retirement phase, you're not thinking big enough. You're not treating this as it is, a business and a wealth creation strategy that you need to take seriously. So go to work on your belief. Go and watch those links. It is so incredibly important to understand the gift that you have in your hands. And when you understand it, you will feel so passionate about sharing it. Like, it's changed my life so much. And I just want other mums to be able to, feel what I feel now, that I can be a stay-at-home mum, but I can have it all. I can also be powerful and independent, financially free, financially independent. If anything ever happened to me, or if anything happened to Adam, we have that financial independence, that control of our life. Our daughter was sick last year, and we were able to, I didn't have to think about finances. Every doctor I visited, another $1,000, but I didn't have to just go, okay, that's the doctor we can afford. It gives you choices. This business gives you choices. And when you understand that, you feel compelled to share it with as many people. So go and build that certainty. If you're not certain in yourself, then be willing to do the work on that as well. You know, I plug in most weeks. I try and plug in at least 3 times a week into some kind of self-development thing, just to, you know, because I still have massive self-doubt moments. I still cry tears. I still freak out when I have to talk in front of people. Zoom's a bit of my comfort zone, but I still have stuff to work on, but I'm willing to work on it. And I get better, you know, every month that passes, I get stronger. But you have to be willing to do the work. Okay, a few things to wrap up. And that's the other thing I wanted to share around that actually. People buy you and they buy where you're going. They don't buy where they don't buy where you're at right now. So if you think, well, I don't have the success right now, I don't have an amazing story, so how can I create success? You have to build an amazing vision that is compelling. When Adam came into this, he didn't have success, but his vision of what he was going to create and where he was going was so compelling that the likes of Lauren and Lorian and Anna wanted to come on the journey with him. So go and listen to the link in your starter guide on how to build your vision. It's crucial that you guys know how to share your story, you know how to share your why and your vision of why you're doing this. It's so important, because when you get the opportunity to share what you do, you don't do Juice Plus. What you do is your vision. People don't know they want Juice Plus, but they will buy into your vision. Okay, so for example, my vision is that mums can have the choice to do mum care instead of daycare. That dads should have the choice to stay at home with their kids if they choose to. My vision is that families could build an income from home so that they could spend more time together. You know, if I was to share that when someone says, what do you do? Rather, you know, if I said Juice Plus, they're probably going to say, oh, and ask no more questions, because they're going to assume that's not for them. But if I'm talking to a mum who's faced with going back to work, or their kids are in daycare and someone else is raising their baby, you know, from 6 weeks of age because they have to go back to work, and I share my vision of what I do is I help mums earn an income from home so that they can choose to do mum care instead of daycare, what do you reckon their next question is going to be? Wow, tell me about that. What is that? How do you do that? Now they're curious. Now their mind is open. Now they're hungry to know more, because that's what I do. Juice Plus is part of it, but what I do is I offer financial freedom to families. Okay, and the emotional revenue of that is incredible when you're able to help people create that. So get good at sharing your vision of where you're going. It doesn't matter where you're at now. People will join you on where you're going if you're good at being able to share that. And also you get to share our stories as social proof until you build your own story. The next step is to get into massive action. Say less, but talk to more people. The more you talk, the more you lose. The more you blurt out, it's Juice Plus and it's amazing and you should do it and it's like this miracle pill and it grows back arms and oh my God, it's insane and my friend this and blah, 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 blah. You spew it all over them. They feel like you're trying to sell to them. They close their mind and they never want to hear about it again. Okay, so that's why it's important to share your vision and then send them a link and let the link do the work. Say no more. Stop talking, right? It's usually because we're so nervous. We're like, okay, well, I've got to tell them everything because I'm so nervous. And there's so many amazing things about this and hopefully something will stick. But what happens is nothing sticks. You just turn them off. So you've got to listen to the links around how to share this effectively. You've got to read the script so you understand the verbiage. It's not because we're trying to manipulate people. It's because we want their minds to stay open so they can hear this amazing opportunity so that we can change their life. Because if you close their mind, it's going to be very hard to open it again and you actually ruin it for them. And if they're faced with the prospect of working in a job that they hate for the rest of their life, because you weren't able to share it effectively so that they were open to this opportunity, okay? We have to take responsibility around that and make sure we do a good job around that. And you'll make some mistakes, don't worry. We ruined it for a few people when we were learning, all right? So don't feel like, oh my God, I'm hopeless at this. It is definitely a learning thing, but you've got to be willing to learn. You could talk to, so here's a scenario, and as I said, I'm not saying you need to do this, but just to give you an example, you can talk to 100 people in the next 6 months, or you can talk to 100 people in a week. The person who does it in a week is probably actually going to have a bigger business in a week than that person in 6 months, because of the momentum that that would bring, okay, because of that consistency. So the pace that you go is up to you. There is no pressure, but keep in mind, the more people you talk to, the bigger and faster your business grows. So if you talk to 2 people in a week, then it is going to take longer. So you've got to have your expectations in line with that. That you're not going to be able to quit your job in 3 weeks' time if you're going to talk to 2 people a week, right? So you've got to make sure your expectations versus your action actually weighs up, okay? What else? Make sure you utilize your uplines when you're new to help you with 3-way conversations so that you can learn how to do them effectively. So your first customer call, your upline can jump on, and certainly all your business prospects for many, many weeks, if not months. Your upline should be your upline leader should be doing those for you. Don't start adding calls in and steps in that are not in the script guide, okay? Because everyone who does that unravels their business, okay? They put a halt in their business. Be teachable. Don't think there's steps that are missing that you think you can do better. We've had everyone try and recreate the wheel and it doesn't work, okay? The guide shows you step by step how to create success, how to take someone who's interested to someone who's excited to join you. And it's not having 10 phone conversations in between you connecting them with your upline. Your upline is far more skilled at bringing their vision alive, their desire, their hunger, so that they're excited to take the next step. If you drag that out with lots of phone conversations in between, you give them way too much time to think about why they couldn't do this. And more importantly, you give too much time for people around them to tell them that they can't do this or that this isn't a good thing. Okay, so please, please, please follow the scripts and the guides. No convincing. Don't waste time convincing people that this isn't for. You're wasting time convincing someone when there are thousands of people out there looking for an opportunity like this. Thousands. And that's why I believe I'm successful, is because I have no limits in my imagination of how many people want this opportunity. My job is to find the people that are looking, not to convince the people who are not. Okay, so there really is, if you're someone who's like, but I don't know anyone, if you walk outside your door, you will pass thousands of people in one day. Okay, so that's another BS story that we need to move past so we can have the life that we want. We all know hundreds and thousands of people, maybe not personally, but we can certainly get to know them. We can choose to be in conversations. We can choose to connect with hundreds of people every single day. And in fact, if you turn on your computer and you head to Facebook, there are thousands of people that you can talk to with one click of a button. Okay, so there's definitely lots of people looking. We don't need to convince. And we also don't get attached to the outcome if someone isn't into this. Okay, now if you love sushi and sushi is your favorite food and you ring your best friend and you say, I found this amazing sushi restaurant, let's go for sushi on Friday. And they say, Kira, I've told you I hate sushi. I don't like sushi. I'm not coming for sushi. Am I going to be offended? No, I'm like, she doesn't like sushi. Awesome, let's have Thai, right? So this business and this product is not for everyone. So don't take it personally. You're going to have people who love sushi, who are going to be all in, who want to eat at every sushi restaurant with you. They're going all the way with you. They'll drive to freaking another state to the best sushi restaurant to have it with you. You've got people who love sushi, but they're satiated. And this is a lot of my friends, is that they already have financial freedom. They actually really respect what we do. They're so happy for us. They support us. They send people to us, but they're satiated. And then there's people that just do not like sushi, so stop trying to convince them. You'll ruin your friendships and relationships. You know what? Maybe their mind will be open down the track to trying sushi again, okay? But not if you try and convince them. They're just going to get their back up. Don't be attached to whether someone likes this or not. It has no reflection on you. Visualization and goal setting is absolutely crucial to your success. You know, like it's the beginning of the month. If you're not at SDDF yet, you know, like set that intention and that goal for this month that you're going to hit SDDF no matter what it takes. The truth is If it was life and death, you would do it in 24 hours. So it's not a matter of your ability, it's a matter of your inspiration. Okay, so and maybe you don't care about SDVF. So if that's cool if you don't, okay? But if you do want to change your life, and if you do want to create financial freedom, or if you do just want to help more people, then commit to getting it done. Wake up every single morning and tell yourself, I am SDVF. I am SDVF. That's what I did for every one of my promotions. Every day I embodied what it felt like. It put me in state to do the work that I needed to do to make sure that it happened. Okay, because if you just put it out there and in a fluffy way, I'm going to do SDVF this month, but then you don't actually do anything every day to contribute towards getting there, then you're going to get to the end of the month, you go, crap, I wasted another month. Okay, so have your vision board, have your goals, you've got to create that vision. Have your reward. Okay, the reward is what made it exciting for me. You know, NMD, I had this beautiful couch picked out for our new house, right? So I wanted that NMD bonus, right? My 100 Club bonus was this beautiful designer handbag, right? And it was like something that I just lusted after for years, but never valued enough to go and buy. And I thought, you know what? When I hit that goal, that's my reward. And it just made it fun and exciting. And, you know, whatever it is for you, we also had them for our children, you know, because when we're working hard, we want them to feel the reward as well. So set the goals, have the reward, hold the intention every single day, get in state with that goal in mind, and then you'll be inspired to be in action. It won't be like pulling teeth to work on your business. You'll be excited to work on your business. What else? Okay, I'll just finish with two more things. Really important to schedule your time with the end in mind. So particularly mums, I know, can struggle with time management. A lot of my unresourcefulness in the beginning was due to my time management and the stress and pressure and anxiety I felt every time my phone beeped. And I was homeschooling at the time as well, so I really needed to be present. And I was also being pulled in this direction with my business and my team, which I was excited to grow, but I was struggling with that time management to give both my attention. And what I realized was it was up to me to set boundaries. And when you set boundaries, you're actually much more efficient with your time. So although I have progressed, much to everyone's surprise, because I said I never would, I've progressed to using my Apple calendar. I think that's what it's called, on my phone, and I'm getting used to it. In the beginning, there's no way that would have worked for me. So I had one of these. It's from Kiki K. You can get them from Kmart really cheap as well. And it's a weekly planner. And what I would do is, what I suggest you guys do is so important, especially mums don't take the time for themselves more often than not. So the first thing that you need to do, because I let this slide in my business and that really affected me, and I brought it back very strongly, is you need to go in and highlight every day where you get you time. An hour a day, whether you need to join a gym where there's a crèche and you go and sit in the sauna, or work out, or do yoga, or sit and read a magazine, whatever it is, whether you sit down with your husband. This is what Adam and I used to do, and work out when am I giving him his hour and when is he giving me my hour. You will show up better when you give to yourself first. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way. It may not happen every single day, but you know, if it's twice a week to begin with, if it's once a week to begin with, that you convince your mum to come and have the kids for an hour, you know, just find something consistently where you know you're going to have you time. And for me, I utilize that time to work on my health, because my health is my second greatest value after family. So I schedule in my health time first. And then my, obviously, family time goes in first, and then health time. So when your kids need you, and, you know, date day, relationship time as well, put that in. Any other obligations that you have that are non-negotiable, you put them in. And then you can visually see realistically, okay, when can I work on my business? And then once again, it comes back to being realistic. You know, I've got some teamies who have 4 kids and, you know, 2 little ones, twins, like their life is different to mine. And so when they look at their diary, they have to be realistic with what can I achieve in this business with the amount of time that I have. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be successful. It just, you know, because they're committed to the long term. It just means that, okay, this is a 4-year goal instead of a 2-year goal. Okay, I'm going to chip away at it, and I know when my kids go to school, I can do this full time. I can be all in once that happens. So be realistic with the time that you have, but on the other side of it, don't make BS excuses about how much time you have, okay? Because you can all find time. The things that are not serving you, watching TV rots away your brain. I know when I used to watch a lot of TV, it actually ate away at my self-worth because I used to watch all the reality ones. It actually made me feel crap about my life because I'm watching all these rich people every day, right? So stop watching TV. That's the perfect time that you can be working on this business and growing yourself as a person, or get up early, or whatever it is that resonates with you. We can all find time, but you have to make it a must. Fit and healthy people are fit and healthy because it's a must, not because they have an extra hour in the day that you don't have. They make it happen because it's important to them. The successful people in this business don't have more time than you. In fact, they're probably busier than you, because if you want something done, you give it to a busy person. How many people, mums especially I'm talking to, are massive procrastinators? That was me. I've got my hand up, right? We have so much to do as mums. The job never stops. It truly doesn't. But at the same time, it could take me all day to do the washing. Right? And it doesn't mean we're not doing stuff in between and talking to the kids and feeding them every 5 seconds and doing dishes 10 million times a day, right? But we do procrastinate with our time often, okay? Not everyone, but that was certainly me. Okay, so you've got to get more effective at utilizing your time. You've got to make it a must. If you want success in the business, it has to be a must when it's in your diary. And imagine like our blitz days where we give like 100% energy for an hour, and you see what happens. You know, you can talk to 50 people on Messenger in half an hour, less than that. Imagine in that hour that you scheduled in your diary every day, imagine if you showed up like that every day to your business. Uninterrupted time where you just played all out. You could have a 4-hour-a-week work week. Honestly, if you showed up 100% for that hour, even just 4 days a week, imagine what you'd smash out in that time. How many people you could talk to. Okay, so it's not that we don't have the time, it's just that maybe it hasn't been a priority, and it's that we're not utilizing our time effectively. So I'm going to finish there. Who's up for leaving the excuses behind them? I love what Jeff Roberti says. You can either make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. Right? Let's ask ourselves better quality questions. Instead of saying, I don't have the time, let's say, how can I find the time? How can I make the time? What can I do with the time that I have? Okay, the better quality questions you ask yourself, the better quality life you'll have in the future. So let's all take responsibility together. I know after conference, there's many areas that I can step up into my greatness more so. There's more that I can do. There's more people I can help. And there's more excuses that I need to deal with. Trust me, I'm still working on all this stuff as well. That's why I love to share it. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I've got to run to a next call. I'm sorry we didn't get to do Q&A. I have recorded this. I will post it for you guys in freestyle if there's any teams that you want to share it with. I love and appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. This call is every Thursday at this time, so I really look forward to seeing your faces on here again, and certainly any new team that join you along your journey along the way. So have the best day ever, guys. Thank you so, so much, and let's have an amazing May.